What's going on, YouTube? Back at it with another video. Look, man, before we get in this video, you already know. I need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, turn the post notifications on if you already got them on you to go. Straight up. I don't know how to thank you. You already do, you got them on. Appreciate you. But before we get in this video, I need y'all to get ready for this prayer. Lock in, fire up some of that whammy bammity whammer. You know, if you got some of that gas rolled up, fire some of that Zation. Let's fire that bitch up. Then we're gonna get into this video. Y'all bow your heads real quick, then we're gonna start it. But look, it say when a judge is secretly a serial killer. A judge. I feel like it's a lot of them out here. I don't know about serial, but they done did some dirt if they done got up there. If you the biggest judge in town, in the whole state, you done did some fucked up shit. Once you get that big, you know, you done hurt somebody before. For real, illegally. But yeah, let's say this quick prayer, then we're going to start the video. Dear Lord, I want to come to you today just to ask you to continue to motivate every last one of us, to bless us and keep us protected. I ask that if anybody's feeling held back or just like they can't make it, that you move us forward. You keep their eyes open, head straight, and their heart pure. In your name I pray. Amen. Ashe. Already, let's get into this video. March 21st, 2013. How Annie?
21st, 2013, in Wise County, Texas. Deputy James Boyd was performing a routine traffic stop on a 1991 black Cadillac DeVille. What he didn't realize was that the person driving this vehicle was the notorious Evan Spencer Ebel, a member of a violent prison gang known as the 211 Crew. Evan was incorrectly released from prison just 2 months before this encounter due to an error in his court records. During his short taste of freedom, he obtained a 9mm pistol and killed a Domino's delivery driver named Nathan Leon, stealing his uniform in the process.
Damn.
Evan then wore that uniform as a disguise and rang the doorbell of Tom Clements, the executive director of the Colorado Department of Corrections. When Tom answered the door, he was shot directly in the chest and killed.
In the shocking overnight murder of the head of Colorado's prison system, Tom Clements was gunned down as he answered the front door of his Monument home last night. Air Tracker 7 was over the home this morning. Investigators are searching the area for clues, and they are talking to neighbors.
2 days after this shooting brings us right back to this traffic stop on March 21st, and it seems that Evil Ebel would rather continue his murder spree than go back to prison. In this exact moment, Deputy Boyd was shot 3 times, twice in the chest and once in the head. Unfortunately,
So he just said, fuck it, I'm going on a serial run. Already went killed one judge that fucked him over, one officer that fucked him over. He got one walking up like, hey, how's it going? Is this Mr. Evil? Wow, wow, wow. 3 of them bitches to the chest. Wow, it is Mr. Evil. I wouldn't chase him for shit. You gotta ram him off the road. You gotta hurt him every time you pull him over. Just ram his car off the road. Traffic stop or not. This nigga's killing us.
due to YouTube's sensitive graphic violence guidelines, we are unable to show this shooting on screen.
Dang.
However, Deputy Boyd recovered from his injuries and later described the experience.
I remember seeing the gun shoot off a number amount of times, and I could see the cartridges fly out, at which point I blacked out. I had no clue whether I was standing, sitting, laying, whatever.
While squirming on the ground in shock.
Damn, that's fucking wild, bro. That shit's crazy. Like, imagine just pulling somebody over because they didn't put their blinker on, and you walk up, hey, how's it going? Move, move! That'd throw you all the way off guard. Now you wonder why some fucking people how them cops be treating us. They be scared. One of the deputies got shot yesterday by somebody, so now they all finna be clamping down on our ass.
And agony, Deputy Boyd is spotted by a random civilian who pulls over to help. Backup is called in, and while Deputy Boyd gets some much-needed medical attention, numerous officers from several
My fault, y'all. One thing after another, man. Y'all pray for my family, man. My auntie just passed away. That shit. Damn, man. That shit's crazy, fam. But let's get back to the video, dude.
jurisdictions are quickly in hot pursuit of the shooter. The chase reaches speeds of over 100 miles per hour, and more shots are fired at law enforcement, all while weaving in and out of traffic. At one point, Evan blows a tire and smoke billows out from his vehicle, hindering the police cruiser's field of view. But the officer
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
remains calm and stays right on Evan's tail. Eventually, Evan exits the highway, and the chase continues through the streets of Wise County. Then, out of nowhere, an 18-wheeler slams into Evan. His car
Damn.
is totaled, but the action isn't over yet. Evan immediately exits the vehicle and fires a barrage of bullets at the officers. The officers fire back, hitting Evan multiple times. Evan Ebel was killed instantly. Several significant pieces of evidence were found in Evan's Cadillac, including Nathan's Domino's uniform, directions to Tom Clement's house, a manifesto outlining his grievances with the prison system, and a hit list of other prison officials. This was an immediate red flag.
Bro's finna go around and get rid of everybody that was locking people up. He had a list. He demoted his life to getting y'all niggas. Like, he didn't care about nothing else. I gotta get them before they get me. And you see what happened when you try to go on a killing spree? Gotta flip your shit over upside down, around and around, and toss your shit. Now you Merc City cheese.
For authorities, as just 7 weeks earlier, another shooting took place with striking similarities. On January 31st, 2013, just 3 days after Evan Ebel was released from prison, a DA in Kaufman County was shot just outside of the courthouse.
Kaufman County 911. Yes, sir. We've got a gentleman on Grove Street and Madison that just got shot.
Officer Jason Statsny was the first to arrive at the scene. He immediately began CPR.
He's got a shot in his face. There you go. There you go. There you go, buddy. Keep breathing for me.
5 minutes later, an
Dang.
ambulance arrived and an EMT took over.
Anybody know anything about it? He's one of the DA prosecutors.
I ain't gonna lie, but when you watching somebody and they been pumping on their chest and 2 minutes go by and then the truck pull up and they still pumping, that nigga dead. We gonna keep it 100. That's how he gone, bro. This shit crazy because niggas seen this shit in real life, like with my family. Nigga on the ground, pumping, boom, boom, boom. And they not breathing. You can look and tell when somebody dead, bro. If you seen a dead body in real life, you just know.
The victim was 57-year-old Mark Hassey, the chief assistant DA for Kaufman County. The scene was quickly secured, and Mark was loaded into the ambulance. Soon after being transported to the hospital, he tragically passed away. With the shooter at large, the courthouse was shut down for the day, and police began to canvass the area. Witnesses stated that the shooter was wearing all black with a covered face, and that they fled the scene by hopping into the passenger seat of a getaway car, a silver or light-colored four-door sedan. Another witness claimed to have heard Mark's final words, "No, I'm sorry," right before he was shot. Investigators had a feeling that
Damn.
one of the criminals Mark prosecuted sought revenge through a targeted killing, and Mark's final words only supported this theory. While they worked to verify this hunch, District Attorney Mike McClelland made a public statement where he addressed the shooter directly.
My name's Mike McClelland. I'm the criminal district attorney for Kaufman County. We lost a really, really good man. I hope.
Was he really a good man? Because I'm from Texas and I know how you motherfuckers are in the office. Y'all be good men to your own kind, but when it comes to us and everybody else around here, you act kind of funky around us. You don't treat us like we're your kind. So was he really a good man or not? I'm just saying, when you wear a hat like this on a regular day, I'm not sure if you like me or not because of my skin color. Honestly.
That the people that did this are watching, because we're very confident that we're going to find you.
Whoa! I'm telling you, I know these white people. We're going to find you, and we're going to get you. We're going to kill your ass.
We're going to pull you out of whatever hole you're in, and we're going to bring you back and let the people of Kaufman County prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law.
2 months later, when
We going to get you, tie you up, fuck you in your ass, and send you down your way. That's going to scare a motherfucker. You be like, we're going to get you tied. We're going to send you to jail. Put the best law enforcement on you. That don't scare people. That's crazy. But if you tell them, we're going to get you, tie you up, fuck you in your ass, beat you down, that'll scare a motherfucker. Like, you going to what? Nigga, make sure he don't get caught.
Evan Ebel's murder spree ended with his death. Mike and Kaufman authorities wondered if they could link Evan's 211 crew affiliation and hit list to Mark's murder as well. Unfortunately, Mike wouldn't live long enough to find out, as he became the next victim.
District Attorney Mike McClellan and his wife Cynthia have been found shot to death.
It is the second.
Dang, that nigga, that's up there in Forney. Kaufman County. Then you go a little bit on this road right here. Hold on, this road, this highway right here. Or this one right here. Nigga, you get to Jacksonville. Tyler, Texas, where Pat Mahomes in there from. It's like around this area. Oh. Damn, I know what it say. I didn't know these niggas was dying.
District Attorney Mike McClellan and his wife Cynthia have been found shot to death.
It is the second shooting of a prosecutor in the small Texas town this year, coming just 2 months after Assistant District Attorney Mark Hassey was shot dead outside the local courthouse on his way to work.
On March 30th, 2013, friends and family were unable to get in touch with District Attorney Mike McClelland and his wife Cynthia. When they went to check on them, the door was unlocked. Inside, they immediately noticed shell casings at their feet. They feared the worst, and after moving toward the living room, Cynthia was found lying motionless in a pool of blood. Further into the house,
And
they
that's
discovered...
crazy though, because when it come to like shit like this, they, you know, everybody talk about black people and how bad we is and scared, but when it come to shit like this, like cops dying in their house, you can't look at nobody but white people. You can't be like, nigga, what black person did this? Police know this was not a black job, because we might kill a motherfucker, but we ain't finna go kill no cop, and let alone go in their house and do it. That's a white job. That is a Caucasian job, and he felt like he could get away. Nigga, that's a death sentence for a black person. We ain't gonna do that. We know we getting caught. Even if we can't get caught, we getting caught. I don't know how y'all doing this shit, but y'all not catching them.
Covered Mike's body as well, riddled with bullets. The McClellans had been brutally murdered. Authorities rushed to the scene and spent the night processing it. It was discovered that the McClellans had a home security system that kept track of any movement detected in the house. All movement stopped by 6:42 a.m. that morning, indicating that the shooting must have taken place around this time. News quickly spread of the McClelland murders, and while hundreds of investigators got to work, a multitude of tips poured in from the public. But one of these tips was much different than the others. It came in on the night of Easter Sunday, and it simply read,
"Do we have your full attention now? Only a response from Judge Bruce Woods will be answered. You have 48 hours.
Law enforcement decided to respond.
You have our attention. How can the county judge contact you?
Since the Crime Stoppers program protects the anonymity of those sending tips, law enforcement had no choice but to await a response from this mysterious tipster. 12 hours later, that response came. It started with,
Your act of good faith will result in no other attacks this weekend.
This mysterious person went on to prove that they
what?
were in fact
What about
the
next
killer by
weekend?
stating the kind of ammunition used to murder Mike Hassey, something only law enforcement and the killer would know. Then, the killer had a very specific demand.
Judge Woods must offer a resignation of one of the 4 main judges in Kaufman. My superiors will see this as a first step, ending our action. Do not report any details of this arrangement. You have until Friday at 4 p.m. We are not unreasonable, but we will not be stopped.
Law enforcement then responded yet again.
We are working on your demands. A lot has been put out to the media.
They get a law enforcement old pussy ass voice.
We are working on your demands. Please don't kill no more of us. We're very, very terrified, scared to death. Mike McClellan.
Hell ass. Give the men what they want before they start dropping more bodies. That's all I can say. Cause motherfuckers is dying, and it's y'all team this time. There ain't no innocence. Well, they innocent, but like, yeah.
You give us additional details that are specific to this case and not known by the press.
Unfortunately, the conversation ended there, leaving law enforcement wondering if these were threats coming from Evan Ebel's fellow gang members.
Ebel was a member of the white supremacist prison gang called the 211 Crew.
No, white on white crime. White supremacist, so he hated everybody. He didn't just hate black people. He don't like none of y'all. That was Stone Cold Killer. I don't know no black people like that. That got like a racist group. Like, yeah, we only gonna kill white people, but we gonna kill some black people too. But we going straight for the whites. Like, no, them. They got some crazy ass white people out here. Like, they kill white people, black people. They don't care, nigga. We kill. Send these niggas to the army.
In recent years, experts say ultra-violent white supremacist prison gangs like the 211 crew and the much larger Aryan Brotherhood, the subject of this National Geographic investigation, have expanded their criminal enterprises outside the prison walls, selling drugs and running guns, all directed from behind bars.
They devised all kinds of codes, so they might send out a letter that looks like a quite benign letter but is actually directing a hit or some other kind of criminal activity.
Still, experts say it is extremely rare for prison gangs to kill top officials, because to do so means all-out war. Tonight, war may well be what the 211 crew has on its hands.
With the possibility of more organized gang violence on the way, detectives were in overdrive, searching for anything or anyone to help identify Mike and Cynthia's shooter. While reviewing surveillance footage from businesses around the McClelland household, a white Ford Crown Victoria can be seen speeding through the streets. Meanwhile, another team of investigators were taking a look through the past cases involving both Mike McClelland and Mark Hasse. From these case files, a new suspect emerged, former Justice of the Peace and Mensa member, Eric Williams. In 2011,
Eric Williams, he got a black name. He one of them white people that love chicken. Yep. Because white people love chicken way more than black people. I don't know where that came from. Like, black people, chicken, fried chicken, black. Like, nigga, KFC got a whole white man as the mascot. The hell? They love fried chicken, bro. Now, the watermelon, y'all got us there. Y'all did get us there. We do like some watermelon. But y'all ain't gotta be racist with it.
Arrested and charged with felony theft. This Mensa-certified genius seemed to have forgotten that there were cameras in the courthouse when he stole 3 computers. Following his arrest, he was brought to the interrogation room for questioning.
Okay, before we get started, I'm ready to Miranda warning. I mean, you're an attorney, you're a judge, so you know what does that mean?
I know you gotta read. It's been an ongoing kind of thing where I tell the IT people, look, that I need to keep improving things.
I understand, but you hadn't put any kind of written request, nothing like that's been documented, dog.
No, nothing like that.
I don't think that you actually believe, I mean, you're an educated person, I see your class ring on your finger, that you can just walk into the ID department and say, I need a monitor, I'm taking that one. I mean,
there's places that do that.
Come on, man. You know damn well you can't steal from your job. That's basically what he said in a nice way. You know you can't steal from your job. There's places that do that. I thought we were the law. Can't we just get another one? No. Everything costs money, even for us. For them. I'm not saying that. I'm speaking like if I was them. But yeah, you ain't, stop all that line. Let's get down to the gritty. What's really going on?
This is being here in Kaufman County, or?
Well, I mean, there's businesses that, yeah.
Eric was offered a plea deal, which would reduce the charges from a felony to a misdemeanor. But he refused this offer, and the case was sent to trial. The prosecution team consisted of Mark Hasse and Mike McClelland. Eric was ultimately found guilty. He was only sentenced to 2 years probation, but what really stung was that he was now a convicted felon. As a result, his position as Justice of the Peace and his law license were revoked. Following Mark and Mike's death in 2013, Eric was asked to take part in a police interview. He refused to speak with the investigators following the advice of his attorneys. However, Eric had no problem speaking with the media, giving his 2 cents throughout the investigation.
First, I want to say that my deepest condolences go out to the McClelland family and all the people at the courthouse, most of which I know.
I think it looked like a liar. Nigga, this nigga gonna run up to the window where the sun's shining bright in his eyes so he can try to cover up the lie. Nigga, no. You don't give a fuck. I can tell by the pictures on your wall you don't give a fuck about nothing. Them is type pictures that don't be giving a fuck about nothing. Every grandparent you know that really care about you, they don't have no shit like this in their house. They got pictures, and they did some shit that be in a museum. They don't give a fuck about you. He don't care about you.
I cooperated with law enforcement, but I certainly wish them the best. Yeah.
That nigga face look fake, like you can buy that shit at like a costume store or something. That look like movie makeup, right? All it is, don't it? That nigga got a fake face.
Bringing justice for this incredibly egregious act.
Has anyone connected with this investigation suggested to you that you are a person of interest in the investigation?
No.
Did you bear either of those men any kind of grudge?
No, absolutely not. My heartfelt condolences go out to both the McClellan family and the Hassey family because they were in public office doing the right thing, and for some reason that we're not aware of have paid the ultimate price for that.
While Eric segued between several media outlets, investigators continued
Motherfucker be a whole serial killer riding down your street like this. You think this nigga cut grass for a living?
to look into him as
Like, what does he do? He does taxes. No, that nigga kill people. And I'm talking about like people that get you put in jail. He get rid of them type. Yeah. It's always somebody bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got people that's connected in the streets, right? That can really get you gone. Then you got people that can get them gone. Then you got people that can get those type people gone. Then you got people to where it's like these niggas is like CIA top security end up in your house while you fucking just waking up. They standing in front of you, niggas, slit your throat, get the fuck up out of there, clean the evidence up, and nobody knows shit. Don't nobody even know nothing. They ain't never gonna find nothing. You got people like that out here. That's where that money, that big money come. Man, this shit get wicked. This shit get wicked. And then you got people like God that'll kill all of these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, it get deeper. These nigga, the devil is here. That nigga give you a stroke, nigga, if you go with him and go against him. What the fuck, nigga? And just take your whole fucking life away from you. This shit real, man.
the prime suspect. To their surprise, Eric had no record of ever owning a white Crown Victoria. Thankfully, on April 11th, 12 days after the McClellan murders, Eric fired his attorneys and reached out to the authorities to cooperate. Detectives immediately headed to Eric's residence to interview him.
Hey, Eric, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And you understand why your name pops up?
Absolutely.
Well, did you have anything to do with it?
No, absolutely not.
As expected, Eric insisted that he had zero involvement regarding the murders, so the detectives decided to take a different angle.
You don't have any more? You got rid of all of them?
One gun I'm trying to sell, and it's just hard as hell to sell.
Hey, just curious, how many guns did you used to own?
About 16.
And you sold 15 of them?
For context, since Eric is a convicted felon, it is illegal for him to own any firearms.
I'd love to go back and say, there's no guns in your house. If we looked in that house.
I guess we could just look in there real quick.
Without probable cause, the detectives are unable to legally search Eric's home unless he grants them permission himself.
Right. But you don't mind us going out there and looking? Okay. I'll take that.
With permission now granted, the detectives begin their search, audio still rolling.
Do you still have any ammo or anything?
Last year, the only ammo I would have would be for that.
As Eric stated earlier, he had apparently sold all but one of his 16 firearms.
That's
but
why
as
you
they
gotta watch what you saying to the police. You gotta realize at the end of the day, nigga, this is their job. They ain't on your side for real. They might sound nice and this and that, but they just trying to get a little bit more information so they can go ahead and get you booked up and get back on the road or write a ticket or however they doing. In his case, he already locked up. The nigga's a felon too. He not supposed to be around no guns. I'd have been like, nope, can't search. Gotta make sure I got all my shit up out of there. And I'm not there. You can't touch it. Nope. Don't touch that grass either.
Move from room to room, they uncover a host of weapon attachments.
Hey, Eric, I'm just curious. You're selling all your guns. Why didn't you say your spotting soldiers and stuff?
You got to do everything you have.
Here, what is that? Is that a taser or something?
The taser they just discovered is actually a thermal sensor, otherwise known as a heat seeker, which can be used for night vision. Since the McClellans were believed to have been killed before sunrise, the detectives used this along with the suspicious amount of firearm attachments as probable cause.
This nigga has some night vision Call of Duty shit. He was already sitting in their house on some shit just waiting. As soon as the lights went out. Probably hit their ass with snipers. Not even snipers, but silencers. Damn. See? There's some people that'll take it to that level, nigga. There's people out here like you would fucking get in a shootout and think that's the craziest shit, nigga. But you was just in a car shooting. Like, nigga, you didn't even try to really kill him. You tried to scare them. It's niggas that'll go to the extent of buying, nigga. It'd be a whole white dude. He'll go buy a black black people suit costume, you know, with the makeup and shit, look like he a black person. He'll go put all that shit on, nigga, buy some fake dreads, nigga. A silencer and heat vision and break in your house, nigga, and murk your ass. And they think it was Jamal that played basketball down the street because he got the same dreads. So they got him locked up, nigga. It was that white man that on that corner store that you called, that you remember when you walked in there and you tried to steal his shit and he caught you and you said you called him a bitch ass nigga, I don't care about none of this, and you knocked that shit off the table and he told you, get the fuck out of my store. And you didn't want to listen, yeah, that nigga kill people. I'm telling you, man, you gotta watch these motherfuckers. That's why you gotta leave with respect, no matter where you go, because you don't know who ready to disrespect in a different way.
Proper search warrant. The next day, on April 12th, 2013, the search is in full swing, with Kaufman County investigators and the FBI working together. During this search, they find even more than they were hoping for. In a filing cabinet in the garage, they found the vehicle registration for a white Ford Crown Victoria. They also found a scrap piece of paper. Written on it was an anonymous tip website and a password. When the police gained access to this account, they confirmed that Eric was the one taunting and extorting law enforcement.
We are not unreasonable, but we will not be stopped.
Authorities have arrested 46-year-old Eric Williams. He's charged with making a terroristic threat after searching his home. Williams is the former justice of the peace in Kaufman County, a position he lost last year when the DA's office convicted him of theft. He has not been named a suspect in the murders.
As the investigation honed in on Eric, several more tips came in, including one from a man named Roger. Roger and Eric became friends during their time in the Texas State Guard, and in November of 2012, Eric convinced Roger to rent a storage unit for him. Once Roger heard about the search of Eric's home, he immediately reached out to law enforcement and told them about this unit. On April 13th, 2013, police executed a search of this unit, and to say they hit the jackpot would be an understatement. Not only did they find the white Crown Victoria, but they also unveiled police uniforms and badges.
Police uniforms, badges, all these motherfucking guns and Glockalockadas and grenades and shit. Bro had a whole assassin place in there. Damn, nigga, imagine if nobody ever came to get this. You know how you can buy units and whatever in there you keep? Boy, you would have found this shit and be like, hold on, what the fuck? Oh, shit. You would have made some money if you would have sold all that shit, but it, oh, shit.
Not only did they find the white Crown Victoria, but they also unveiled police uniforms and badges, bulletproof vests, and an arsenal of weaponry, including knives, a crossbow, multiple guns, and ammunition that could have killed both Mark Hasse and the McClellans. And of course, pickle jars filled with homemade napalm. Several firearms were sent in for forensic testing, along with a stray bullet which was found in a random bag away from all of the other ammunition. As for the silver sedan, police were eventually able to locate receipts for a silver Mercury Sable, which had been towed away after sitting in the storage facility's parking lot for too long. The test results came back, and after comparing the bullet with the shell casings at the murder scene, they were able to confirm that the bullet was ejected from the same weapon that killed the McClellans.
Damn. So that's the one he picked up. This nigga didn't get all the bullets. See, when you're doing something wrong, nigga, you gonna leave a trace. You gonna do something fucked up to where you gonna get yourself caught. It's damn near impossible to get rid of all the evidence. Definitely if you're going to this extent, like killing people that's in office and shit, yeah, you getting caught, bro.
However, they were unable to confirm if the firearms that they tested were used in any of the murders. Although this was very frustrating, prosecutors ultimately decided to move forward. On April 18th, 2013, Eric Williams was charged with 3 counts of capital murder. In capital murder cases, the state divides the trial into 2 phases, the guilt phase and the penalty phase. During the guilt phase, a jury decides the defendant's guilt or innocence. If the defendant is found guilty, the trial moves to a penalty phase, in which the jury receives additional information and decides whether or not the defendant should be executed. The guilt phase began in December of 2014 and was only addressing one of the 3 charges, the murder of Cynthia McClelland. This was devised by the prosecution team so that if anything went wrong in the first trial, they could essentially get a second chance through another trial. Prosecutors summarized the investigation for the jury, portraying Eric as an egotist.
It'd be crazy because, like, he killed all these people and he was out here working with them. Like, you don't know who connected to the white supremacy. Like, or whatever the fuck they is. Just the racist motherfuckers that be in jail. Like, these niggas be cool with the cops. They fuck around, be they cousin and shit, or went to high school with them, and they dads is cool with each other, so they grew up like brothers and cousins. They really both racist though. Like, you know, like, same way how black people you can be connected in with killers and shit, they be connected too, but it's not a lot of hoods that white people go to. They usually up a little higher. They got a head start with shit. But they still bad people. Not all of them, but you know, the bad ones. These niggas gonna get your ass, nigga. Watch your booty, nigga. The nigga gonna touch your butt.
And calculated killer who would go to great lengths for revenge.
This is my chance to tell you the story of the murders of Mike and Cynthia McClellan. He sent an email into law enforcement claiming credit for the murders, thinking law enforcement would never figure it out. Well, he was wrong.
They also used the storage facility's surveillance footage to establish a timeline of the crime. At about 6 a.m., the Crown Victoria can be seen entering the parking lot, then leaving 12 minutes later at around 6:12 a.m. Then, after killing the McClellans at around 6:42 a.m., the vehicle heads back to the storage unit, arriving at 7 a.m. 17 minutes later.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you getting recorded, and this is old. This ain't even like 2025. Nigga, you get recorded no matter where you go. If you get out of the car and switch to another car, nigga, they just gonna look at the camera, you switch it to another car. If you park that car in some place where they don't got a camera, under a bridge, in the woods, whatever, they gonna see wherever the last time your car went, they gonna be like, oh, he went this direction. And they gonna, I'm telling you, they gonna connect that shit. You're gonna be seen at least 40 times before you get back to the house. Might as well leave that shit alone, boom.
A black SUV can be seen leaving the area. The defense, on the other hand, focused on the weak points in the prosecution's case.
Eric Williams did not commit these murders. There is no known murder weapon in this case. There's no one who can place Eric Williams in that scene at the McClellan home. No one.
The prosecution called an onslaught of witnesses, meticulously breaking down each and every piece of evidence and testimony. As for the defense, they called no witnesses during the guilt phase of the trial. They simply believed that it was unnecessary since the state failed to prove Eric's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. However, the final say would go to the jury, and after 90 minutes of deliberation...
Ooh, look at that motherfucker right there. That nigga got that... Yeah, that chili smack motherfucker. God damn, and this shit thick all the way around. Like, he supposed to have long hair. How the fuck did that leave just right there? Man, he was stressing. Whoa, that nigga slip and fall and spin on that motherfucker and stand up like, what the fuck? God damn, Baldy.
But
We, the jury, unanimously find the defendant, Eric Lyle Williams, guilty of capital murder as charged in the indictment.
Eric Williams was found guilty for the murder of Cynthia McClellan. It was now time for the penalty phase, where the jury decides whether or not Eric will receive the death penalty. Perhaps the most compelling moment of the trial is what happened next. This is Kim Williams, Eric's wife and alleged getaway driver. Back in 2013, Kim was arrested at the same time as Eric, and detectives spoke with her for hours in the interrogation room. Although she was first defensive about her husband, she slowly let her guard down and eventually told the detectives what really happened. They convinced her to take a plea deal. Since she was protected by spousal immunity, she was not forced to testify against Eric. However, as part of her deal, they asked that she provide testimony during the penalty phase of the trial.
It's crazy. Her
She
eyes
agreed.
look just straight
It was
black.
a cold day, and
I know they don't.
there was excitement in the air. He came up with a plan to dress like law enforcement. He was modeling it for me.
Describe to the members of the jury what he was modeling for you the night before.
I want to say he looked like he was in the Army or SWAT. He had a bulletproof vest that had sheriff on the front.
Yeah, whatever. Go ahead and say this shit and get ready to get locked back up. Cause you seen he modeled this. That mean y'all been talking about it. You knew what he was finna do, and you was a getaway driver. And go ahead and tell so we can lock you back up too. You getting life. You getting life.
that more than likely Mrs. McClellan was going to answer the door and he was going to introduce himself as a policeman.
You may be wondering why Cynthia had to die if Mike was the target. Kim explained Eric's simple reasoning to the court.
She would be there as a witness, and he described it as collateral damage.
What did he tell you about how Cynthia McClellan died?
He told me that he had to shoot her an extra time because she was still moaning.
That night, Kim and Eric...
I'd have been like, bitch, why would... You didn't even have to say that shit. They gonna fuck around and kill me. Yeah, if that was my wife up there and she was playing along with this, encouraging me while we was getting drunk and shit at the house, that shit was cool when we was at the house. Huh? I'm gonna be looking at that and be like, ooh. Wait till I get some connection wherever you at. Yeah. Pokey pokey.
Celebrated the double murder by having a feast.
We had steaks on the grill, and Eric cooked those.
At your parents'
And you
house?
ate
At
them.
my
Shut
parents'
up.
Were y'all celebrating with steaks?
That's correct.
During the guilt phase of the trial, the prosecution team was not allowed to bring up the details of the Mark Hasse case, so they used this opportunity to bring the jury up to speed.
Did you agree to drive?
Crazy.
Yes, I did.
You knew what was going to happen.
Yes, I did.
Why did you agree to drive to the murder of Mark Hasse?
I was so drugged up, and I so
Totally.
believed in Eric and everything that he told me. His anger was my anger.
Kim went on to recount the moments following Mark's shooting.
As you're driving away from the scene of the Hasse murder, what is his mood like?
Happy.
What is your mood like?
Happy.
She also recalled driving to a bridge one night with Eric, where he threw a bag into the lake below.
Do you know what was in the bag?
I knew that it was guns.
After 7 months...
I ain't even gonna lie. I don't feel bad for her at all. Fuck what she talking about. She just look old and her voice sounds sad. She talking about, I was just so doped up on drugs. Like, I get it. Drugs do give you more encouragement. Like liquor. Some people do some crazy shit off liquor that they wouldn't normally do. But I'm gonna be real. I done got lit to the motherfucker. I ain't never do I ain't played with my motherfucking nose, though. I ain't got there. Hell no, I ain't gonna get there. But I done got lit in the motherfucker. I'm talking about lit in that bitch. Getting it in. Hey, damn, that music sound good now. Uh-huh. And they ain't never made me like, fuck it, we gonna go kill the police. No. Now it do give you that, make you, so if you wanna, we can, but like, you wanted to kill them. You wanted to kill somebody. You wanted to be a part of some shit like that so you can see how I feel. That wasn't like no just overnight thought. You just fuck. You want to be in this shit. Lock her ass back up too.
Of searching, the bag was found at the bottom of the lake. It turns out that it wasn't a bag at all, but rather a Halloween mask that Eric wore during Mark's shooting in order to conceal his face. Inside the mask was 2 revolvers, one of which was confirmed to have killed Mark.
And you can imagine the terror that was going through Mark Hasse when he recognized and heard the voice.
Kim also revealed that Eric had several more victims in mind. This hit list included a judge that he planned on killing in a more creative way than the others.
And who else?
Judge Ashworth.
How did he tell you he was going to kill Judge Ashworth?
He was going to shoot him with the crossbow.
What was the napalm for?
I guess to drive in an extra kind of FU. He's going to bore a hole in his stomach and pour it in.
Oh, this nigga's crazy. And she's looking like, I bet you heard all this shit and you're telling it. So that mean you're crazy too. Does that mean he told you all this, pre-planned it, and you stayed at the house? I mean, I get it. You probably was scared to leave. Because he was going to kill your motherfucking ass, but still. Nope. You guilty.
Defense tried to combat this disturbing testimony with a small army of character witnesses. No matter how hard the defense...
I know whoever was the next judge in line or whoever was the next victim, they probably was like, oh, shit. When they read that list, like... My God. Yeah. You was finna be next, Chicken Wing. And I don't know what he was finna... Yeah, crossbow... and he was finna cut this nigga's stomach open and pour whatever the hell grease in there, blue magic in there shit. Damn. That shit was gonna burn.
Worked, Eric's fate was ultimately left to the jury, and on December 17, 2014, Eric Williams was sentenced to death by lethal injection.
Was ordered by this court to carry out the sentence.
Said when?
Williams was ultimately left to the jury, and on December 17, 2014, Eric Williams was sentenced to death by lethal injection.
Ah, that's trash. So he only did a year in jail. Then it was like, yep, we're killing you. Ah. They should have let that nigga suffer for a good, like, 15. Let that nigga experience prison, get his life together, and murk him. You know, as soon as he get to that time, like, man, I really understand now. Like, I just want, I'm changed, this and that. Like, you remember what you did, though? Lethal injection. Straight up.
Was ordered by this court to carry out the sentence of death.
As of November 2024,
He ain't do no
Eric is still
suffering.
on death row and is appealing his conviction. Kim Williams pled guilty to the murder of Mark Hasse and was sentenced to 40 years in prison.
Oh. I would have want that death. I would have been like, just kill me. Next year with him. Ah. Yeah. Damn. 40 years. I know she heard that shit and her motherfucking teeth fell out. Yeah. That shit's so shocking you can't even cry. You just throw the fuck up and just pass out. 40 years? Oh, hell no.
Pretty much the only thing I have to say is you, Eric Williams.
Hell yeah. Fuck you, Eric Williams. What are y'all thoughts about this case? Let me know in the comments, man. Need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, man. That's the end of this video. And until next time, peace, chicken grease, wash ass, and brush your motherfucking choppers, nigga. Nigga, my mama brush your motherfucking cheeks, yeah.